Dear friends, today we are going to discuss about anti-anginal drugs and what are the different questions comes from this chapter. First discuss, then we will go through detail about angina pectoris. So write the mechanism and adverse effect and uses of glyceryl trinitrate. 5 marks short note comes in 2019. That means in last year. Trachycardia or hypotension and possible adverse effect of nitroglycerin. So what are the adverse effect of nitroglycerin? Either trachycardia and hypertension. If true, then justify. Why the adverse effect or side effect of nitroglycerin is trachycardia and hypertension? So we will go through detail. That means what are the reason behind this nitroglycerin? To decrease the blood pressure or increase the heartbeat, hypotension and trachycardia. So write the mechanism of action of nitroglycerin, how it acts. So what is the mechanism? 2 mark question in 2017 and trachycardia and side effect or adverse effect in 2018. So what is angina pectoris? Classify the anti-anginal drugs. 5 mark short note. Or it is comes along with one long question in 2017, calcium channel blocker. So what is angina pectoris? Classified the drug classification. Another side effect or adverse effect. Why the sildenafil is avoided in person taking organic nitrate? Either true, so justify. That means what is the reason behind this? We cannot combinely use sildenafil as well as organic nitrate. We'll discuss in the adverse effect one. So classify the anti-anginal drug and other anti-ischemic drug. What are the difference between classical angina and variant angina? Question comes 5 mark in 2016. So define classical angina. Enumerate any 2 anti-angina drugs. 2 mark questions. So these 5 mark question, whatever comes in 2017 and 16, these are combination with other antihypertensive drug or any other cardiovascular long question. So you cannot leave this chapter because combination question comes along with, that means one question comes from antihypertensive or anti-lipidemic. One question comes from this chapter and along with anti-anginal one question or one short note attached with this long question. So you cannot avoid it and see the trends every year question comes 19, 2018, 17, 16, 15. So go thoroughly. First definition. It is defined as the chest pain towards the left arm soldier due to less supply of oxygen. So what is the definition? It is defined as the chest pain. Pain in the chest or thoracic cavity. Mainly in the left side or left arm soldier. Due to, what is the reason? The less supply of oxygen or more demand of oxygen. So due to imbalance between the myocardium oxygen requirement and oxygen supply. See what is the reason in the figure. What is the reason behind it? Supply and demand. It balance between the coronary blood flow and oxygen consumption. So when the heart rate is increased, obviously oxygen consumption is also increased. When the contractility, the contraction of heart or afterload or preload, we have discussed earlier in the antihypertensive chapter, what is afterload, what is preload. So when the increase afterload or increase the preload, the oxygen consumption, the demand of oxygen also increase. Similarly, in case of vasospasm, vasoconstriction, blood vessel or coronary artery constrict. So, in case of vasospasm and fixed stenosis or thrombosis, in these cases, decrease coronary blood flow. As a result, there is a chances of angina. So, these are the, again, it is defined as the chest pain. Why chest pain? Because due to or imbalance between the myocardium oxygen requirement and oxygen supply. Supply versus demand. When imbalance, there is a chances of chest pain, that's called angina pectoris or angina. So, types of angina. Mainly 3 types. Other types are also present, but we will discuss mainly 3 types. Classical, variant and unstable. So what is classical? It occurs due to increased myocardial oxygen demand. So when myocardial oxygen demand? Myocardium means muscle layer, middle layer of the heart. So when it contract. So when it more work. So increase the exercise, increase the demand. Due to exertion or emotion in a patient, narrow the coronary artery. Or another reason, when the coronary, the supply of artery narrow, as a result, the less amount of oxygen reaches or blood reaches to the myocardial region. As a result, increase myocardial oxygen demand. It relieved promptly by rest or by nitroglycerin. So if you are taking immediately rest, there is a chances of decrease the demand of myocardial oxygen or demand of oxygen. Very easy. Or uses of nitroglycerin. So how it helps? We'll discuss in the mechanism part. How nitroglycerin immediately decrease the myocardial oxygen demand. So this comes under classical angina. So when the increased myocardial oxygen demand, so or the imbalance of oxygen, the angina produces, that is called classical angina, and we can treat by using nitroglycerin or rest. So how nitroglycerin helps, we'll discuss in the mechanism part. Now comes to the variant angina or Prinzmetal's angina. It occurs at rest. In the rest position, the variant angina also comes, and it is not a result of increase the myocardial demand. So how this variant angina produced? It is produced by the episodic reduction of myocardial blood supply due to coronary artery spasm. That means the contraction of the coronary artery, narrow of the coronary artery. Obviously, the supply of oxygen is less. So this type of angina occurs more frequently in men above the age of 50, especially early in the morning, awaking patient from the sleep, and pain is usually more severe and more prolonged than the classical angina. That means duration is more in case of variant angina, and especially men are more affected. and the older age women are more affected in that morning time. So it tends to involve right coronary artery. Right coronary artery. It is characteristics associated with the ST elevation rather than depression as in classical angina. So, what is variant angina? It occurs in the rest also, but classical angina in the not actually in the rest. So, what is the difference between classical and variant? It is in the working time also, but mainly variant in case of rest. So what is the difference? In classical, increase the myocardial oxygen demand, and in case of variant, that is due to coronary artery spasm. So this is the basic difference between classical and variant angina. Now comes to the unstable angina. Unstable angina refers to angina of recent onset, less than 1 month, worsening angina characters by increased frequency and duration of episode, or angina at rest not responding readily or thoroughly. So it is unstable. It refers to the angina recent onset, less than 1 month, worsening angina characterized by increased frequency. That means the frequency is increased. That means angina, the time of angina or the duration of episode means today one person is suffering, the next day, and repeatedly one person is suffering angina. So that is increased the frequency or duration of episode, the time. So even at rest position also patient are suffering. So this comes under unstable angina. So classical, variant and unstable, three different category of angina. Other also there, but mainly these are more important. So what are the risk factors? We have already discussed at the above age 50 or 60, mainly in the affected in the women, or men are smoking habit or diabetes or hypertension or renal dysfunction, obesity. These are the risk factor, or people are more suffering angina. So what are the drug classification? The agent which are used in the treatment of angina is called anti-anginal agent, and anti-anginal drugs, that means also called anti-anginal agent. That means what are the agent or what are the drugs we are using called anti-anginal drugs or anti-anginal agents. Now comes to the drugs. Nitrates, short acting according to the duration of action, short acting and long acting. So short acting nitroglycerin or glyceryl trinitrate, GTN. Long acting isosorbide mononitrate or isosorbide dinitrate. Calcium channel blocker, felodipine, nifedipine. We have already discussed in antihypertensive chapter, previous video. The how act calcium channel blocker, beta blocker, propranolol, atenolol, potassium channel opener, nicorandil, vasodilator. So miscellaneous. These are also different drugs we are using as a anti-anginal drugs or anti-anginal agents. So currently there are three main different types of drug are using, mainly nitrate, beta blocker and calcium channel blocker are widely used in case of angina factory. So what are the drugs? See, vasodilator. Nitrate and calcium channel blockers are act as a vasodilator, or cardiac depression, calcium channel blocker or beta blocker, and other drug metabolism or modifier also used as in the angina pectoris. So how it acts? Later we will discuss how nitrate act as a vasodilator, or how calcium channel or beta blocker are used as a cardiac depression. So nitrate, see that according to the duration of action, sublingual nitroglycerin are used immediately within fraction of second it acts. So short duration nitrates, intermediate acting, that is oral, or long duration transdermal nitrates are also used, which act as a vasodilator. Or other drugs, calcium channel blocker and beta blocker are also used. So how nitrate helps? As a vasodilator. So nitrate and calcium channel blocker may be added if needed. Combination therapy are also used. So nitrate, it improves the blood flow by relaxing and dilating the vein and artery. It improves the blood flow. How it improves? The preload production, preload reduction, afterload reduction and redistribution of coronary flow. So how nitrate helps in case of angina pectoris patient or those are suffering angina? How nitrate helps? The reduced preload, reduced afterload, and will distribution of coronary blood flow. So how preload reduction? The peripheral pooling of blood or decrease the venous return. Decrease the venous return to the heart. We will also discuss thoroughly what is preload, what is afterload, what is coronary blood flow. Coronary blood flow in anatomy discussed. Coronary circulation part. So preload reduction, peripheral pooling of blood or decrease the venous return. That means the reduction of or reduced the amount of blood in the heart. In an easy way, what is the understanding of preload reduction? Decrease the amount of blood in the heart. So easy to contraction. Or afterload, nitrate also produce some arteriolar dilation. If the blood vessel dilate, easy to contract. So afterload reduction, slightly decrease the total peripheral resistance due to blood vessel are dilate, easy to contract and relax. So afterload reduction, redistribution of coronary flow. In the arterial tree, nitrate preferentially relax the bigger conducting angiographically visible. So coronary artery, then arterioles or resistance vessel. So that means it distribute. The arterial tree means the coronary artery. The how it supply the blood throughout the heart. This is called arterial tree of heart. So this total blood vessel, total the arterial blood vessels are distributed, the blood distributed easily throughout the heart. That is distribution of coronary flow. So nitrate helps to distribute freely the flow of blood. Similarly, so now comes to the mechanism part. This is from KD Tripathi. What is the mechanism? See the figure. We have already discussed how calcium channel contract. First comes in the mind how it contract, how heart contract. Then reduced or preload reduction or contraction is easy. How contract? See, when the calcium channel open, when the or in general phenomena, when calcium enter into the cell, myocardium cell, it activates the myosin light chain kinase, or it phosphorylated the myosin light chain kinase. So myosin converted to phosphorylated myosin. We have already discussed in the calcium channel blocker. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So it phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence of actin, it contracts. So phosphorylated myosin, in the presence So when, or in the other way, guanosine triphosphate converted to guanosine monophosphate, and guanosine monophosphate again phosphorylated the myosin light chain kinase. So two mechanism. One is guanosine monophosphate helps to phosphorylated myosin light chain kinase or calcium. The combination of calmodulin, calcium mixed with calmodulin or combined with calmodulin and phosphorylated myosin light chain kinase. So when we are using calcium channel blocker, it stops. Or when nitrodilatator or nitrate or glyceryl trinitrate, when we are using it, or it converted to nitrous oxide, it activate the GTP2 or convert the triphosphate to monophosphate. Guanosine triphosphate to guanosine monophosphate. Guanosine monophosphate is responsible to phosphorylated myosin light chain kinase. See another figure. See the nitrate denitrated in the smooth muscle or the myocardium cell or the middle layer of the heart. It releases the nitric oxide, and the nitric oxide is responsible to convert, or the guanylyl cyclase is responsible to convert guanosine triphosphate to cyclic guanosine monophosphate, and monophosphate is myosin light chain phosphorylate. So myosin light chain relaxed. As a result, vasodilator. See, the organic trinitrate is an agent or prodrug that are the sources of nitrous oxide. In nitric oxide activate the soluble isoform of guanine cyclase, thereby increasing intracellular level of cyclic guanosine monophosphate. Convert the cyclic guanosine monophosphate in turn to cyclic guanosine monophosphate promote or dephosphorylation MLCK, myosin light chain kinase. So the reduction of the cytosolic calcium and leads to relaxation of smooth muscle. As a result, vasodilator or arteriolar dilation of coronary vessel. Let's try to understand again a quick recap of the mechanism. How to contract. The main mechanism, how to contract. So when we are using nitroglycerin, it dilate, blood vessel dilate, or the contraction of heart, or is preload or afterload reduce. How reduce? So how the muscle cell, smooth muscle cell or the myocardium cell is contract, or the blood vessel contraction with the help of calcium or myosin. So what is the mechanism? Now when calcium is entered into the cell, calcium plus calmodulin mix with, or when the combine of calcium and calmodulin, it activate or phosphorylated the myosin light chain kinase. Myosin converted to phosphorylated myosin. In the presence of actin, it contracts. This is the mechanism. Normal. But when we are using calcium channel blocker, it block. As a result, cell unable to contract or blood vessel unable to spasm. So automatically dilate. Similarly, when we are using nitrodilatator or glyceryl trinitrate, it stop the conversion guanosine triphosphate to guanosine monophosphate. Cannot produce or cannot convert the guanosine triphosphate to monophosphate. As a result, the stop. It cannot, myosin light chain cannot phosphorylate it. As a result, cell or smooth muscle cell cannot contract. So as a result, see the vasodilator or arteriolar dilation or dilation of coronary vessel. Dilation of coronary vessel. So mainly the nitroglyceride or nitrate are act as in the smooth muscles. So dilate vessel, blood vessel, mainly in the blood vessel or in the coronary artery. So see the pharmacokinetic. Organic nitrate are lipid soluble drug well absorbed in the buccal mucosa. So we can short acting drugs are used also used in intestine or skin or absorbed in intestine or skin. So oral drugs are used or intradermal drugs are used because it well absorbed in buccal mucosa, intestine as well as skin. Ingested orally, all except isosorbide mononitrate undergo extensive and variable fast metabolism in the liver. So metabolized in the liver, absorption in the buccal mucosa, intestine and skin, and they are rapidly denitrated by the glutathione reductase and mitochondrial aldehyde dehydrogenase. Now comes to the therapeutic uses. So it is mainly used in the angina pectoris. So glyceryl trinitrate produces relief within 3 minutes. So used in the buccal root. 75% cases. A rest may require another dose, take longer up to 9 minutes. So also used acute coronary syndrome. Nitrate are useful by decreasing preload as well as by increasing coronary blood flow. So it can used as acute coronary syndromes or myocardial infarction. So guanosine trinitrate is frequently used during evolving myocardial infarction with the aim of relieving chest pain, pulmonary congestion and limiting the area of necrosis by favorably altering oxygen balance in the marginal partially ischemic zone, or it is used as congestive heart failure. So nitrates afford the relief by venous pooling of blood or reduce venous return, that is preload or decrease, and diastolic volume or improvement in the left ventricular function. So these four different uses, therapeutic uses of glyceryl trinitrate or other drugs are used in these cases like angina pectoris, acute coronary syndromes, myocardial infarction or congestive heart failure. What are the adverse effects? Headache is the most common adverse effect of nitrates, and high doses of nitrates can also postural hypotension and facing flushing and tachycardia. So phosphodiesterase type 5 inhibitors such as sildenafil potentiate the action of nitrate. So it can activate the potential of nitrate. So to preclude the dangerous hypertension that may occur, this combination is contraindicated. That means what happens? When we are using sildenafil with nitroglycerin, the nitroglycerin activity is more. There is a chances of tachycardia. Heartbeat increases or dangerous hypertension. What happens? Blood vessel dilate. Blood vessel dilate. What happens? So blood pressure going down. So these drugs are contraindicated. How the hypertension? Hypotension, blood vessel dilate. What is the function of nitrate? Glyceryl trinitrate. It dilates the blood vessel. It dilates the coronary artery. So obviously the blood vessel dilate means blood pressure going down. That's the region of hypotension. So dangerous hypotension when the combination of sildenafil with glyceryl trinitrate. So this drug can be avoided. So a quick recap. What are the different question comes in the previous year question? We will go through details. We have discussed the mechanism of action of glyceryl trinitrate, how it stops the CGMP glyceryl trinitrate to glyceryl mononitrate or adverse effect. The combination of sildenafil drug can be contraindicated or uses in case of engine factories or other uses are also we have discussed. So second question, trachycardia and hypertension possible adverse effect of nitroglycerin. Yes, but justify blood vessel dilate, hypertension. So it also increase the trachycardia and decrease or dilate the blood vessel. As a result, hypotension. Write the mechanism of action of again nitroglycerin. What is engine factor is the disbalance or supply versus demand. Then sildenafil avoided the person taking organic nitrate. Classify anti-angina drug. Also discuss that classical, variant, unstable angina. So hope all questions are covered through this note.